Ben Broussard with me. I'm Al Pawlowski. We're joined now off the top by Guardians pitching coach Carl Willis. Carl, great to have you on the show with us. And boy, in New York against the Mets, Gavin Williams certainly was special. What made him so effective last week?
Well, I just listened to those highlights. I think we all kind of forgot about the first hitter of the game knocking his glove off and him making a great play to recover and get that out. But, he had 4 walks. I'm going to the negative right away, right? But he had 4 walks, and that drove his pitch count up. But ironically enough, he had 44 pitches after 2 innings. And, to even put himself in a position to go out for the 9th, I think he had 111. That just speaks of his stuff. His curveball is really good. That day, he used both fastballs, the 4-seamer and the 2-seamer. And just stayed off the barrel. We really didn't see any hard contact after that leadoff line drive back to him until Soto's homer in the 9th. It was just a really special day.
Carl Willis has Ben Broussard. How's it going, man? It's been too long. Hey, I wanted to ask you, are you still the godfather of common sense and calm like you were for me 20 years ago?
I don't know if I'm a godfather. You're breaking up a little bit, but, I loved it. Back in those early 2000s, mid 2000s, when we didn't have quite the analytics and the technology that we have now. And I just like sometimes to talk to the guys just about the game. The numbers, the data, they're extremely useful. But at the same time, watching the game, understanding what pitchers are trying to do, what hitters are trying to do, what the situations are. That's where games can really be won and lost, and you can get the upper hand, and I enjoy talking about that.
I've always felt like you were way ahead of the game. 20 years ago, it was like it takes a village mentality with you. You would come and sit by me and talk to me and calm me down and help me not to think about, maybe trying to get ahead. You would ask me about music or my family or hunting or something, and I remember I'd walk away just feeling calm, and I think it's beautiful because it's kind of spread out through the organization. I feel like they do a great job with everybody just being collaborative.
Yeah, it's a difficult game to play, even though we're talking about the greatest players in all the world. And, I don't know that people realize the pressure that, these guys feel, and more times than not, it's pressure that they put on themselves, and just having an outlet and, people around you that maybe have lived it, experienced it, seen a lot of things, can kind of keep that heartbeat where it needs to be to function good on the field.
Carl, when you're out there like you are now and Gavin Williams is getting ready to warm up, as a pitching coach, what are you looking for in pregame warm-ups out of your starter?
Well, honestly, we sat down, so it's a 6:40 game tonight, first pitch. We sat down with Gavin at 5:30, along with Bo Naylor. We put together a plan of attack card with the opposing lineup. Talk about the base runners, talk about who'll bunt, who'll situational hit, if anyone. And really sit down at that point, put our plan together as to what we're going to do. And then once we get out here, this is really the easy time. It's for me anyway. I watch the pitchers play catch. Just to make sure that they're getting in their proper range of motions, getting their arms loose. Once they stretch it out a little bit, long toss, move back in, that they're hitting their delivery points and their cues. And from there, we go up into the bullpen, up into the office, and we start the prep and the intensity to go out and open up this game and hopefully have a good first inning. That's always the main goal of a starting pitcher.
I can remember with you, it was more off the field. I felt like that you did just, I'll call it the Carl damage, but it was like you would just come in and sneak in and sit by me on the plane. Guys would be playing cards and you'd start talking to me, and it's like that stuff you're talking about of trust in the work. I think it's great because you're all involved in that before the guy gets on the mound.
Yeah, and obviously I have a different kind of relationship with the pitchers, and I have again been one of the changes. I kind of have my own staff, so Brad Goldberg, Joe Torres, they're assistant pitching coaches. Caleb Longshore is our bullpen coach. These guys are off the charts good. I mean, they're up to modern day technology, modern day language. And I learn from them. I learn stuff from them every day. And we all spend time with the pitchers. And I think sometimes the casual conversations about baseball, or, maybe it's about football, maybe it's not just any realm of life, the more trust you can build, the best. And again, I love the players. I played for a little while. I wasn't nearly as good as these guys that are out here today, but at the same time, I just have a really big appreciation of the game of baseball, how hard it is, and how rewarding it can be, and how much fun it can be, not only for us, but for the fans as well.
I just love how you lead. Just hearing you talk right now, you're so humble, and you're always looking to grow. And guys are looking up to you because they see you with all this experience, the World Series, just all the great pitchers you've had. And then you sit there and you praise these other guys, and you talk about how you're learning from them. That's the part that I think that, as we're talking about, that just kind of permeates through the organization, and that's the kind of leaders you want in the clubhouse.
Well, there's one thing I know, and what I know is everyone doesn't know everything. No one knows everything, and we're all here to help each other. And our main goal is to help these players be the best that they can be. And we try to do that collectively, collaboratively. That's a big buzzword, for us. And, so far, we're developing major league players, and we're having a good little run here, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Finally, Carl, before we let you go, you coached 5 Cy Young Award winners. You've had amazing success in your career as a pitching coach. Here in Cleveland, we hear it all the time, whether we go to other markets or they come into here, about how well Cleveland develops pitchers, first of all, and second of all, resurrects the careers of some guys. Why is Cleveland so special for pitchers? What allows you to have the success you've had here in this city for, counting both tenures? It's been about a 20-year span here.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. But again, it's been a collective approach. I think not one person, is responsible. We're a team that works together, and I feel like the one thing we do is we try to identify, and you mentioned guys that maybe are reclamations. I think the biggest thing we have to be sure of is that we allow guys to be themselves. All of these guys, whether it's through the minor leagues or whether it's somewhere else at a major league club, other than here, there are things that they do really, really well, and allowing them the freedom to do those things while making some subtle adjustments, or maybe even adding a new pitch if the need be, but allowing them to be themselves first. I think that gives them a lot of confidence and allows them to be comfortable. And when you're comfortable, you're going to be confident, and vice versa. And I think that's just a big part of it.
Carl, very well said. We know you got things to do. Thanks so much for taking some time out here tonight with us live. Good luck tonight, and we'll talk again soon.
Okay, guys, enjoy.